de subvenciones para compradores de vivienda primerizos. Compradores elegibles pueden recibir hasta $75,000 en fondos para cubrir gastos de cierre, pago de enganche y reparaciones esenciales posteriores a la compra, brindándole el apoyo que necesita para convertirse en el dueño de su propia casa. Aplican términos y condiciones. ¿Estamos aceptando aplicaciones? Obtenga más información visitando robco.org.
Radio Kingston.
Muchas voces.
Muchas voces.
Muchas voces.
Una comunidad.
Hola, yo soy Dora Inés Grosso. Los invito a escucharnos todos los domingos a mediodía. Nuestros Cuentos es un programa dedicado a los niños de todas las edades y a la comunidad de Kingston. Vamos a contar historias de nuestros ancestros y de nuestra infancia. También vamos a leer los cuentos que nos interesan y que nos remontan a encontrarnos con ese niño que todos tenemos adentro. Cada semana habrá un invitado especial que podrás ser tú, acompañando tus historias y cuentos. Nuestros Cuentos, domingo a mediodía, aquí en Radio Kingston, 1490 AM, 107.9 del FM. Y en cualquier momento en radiokingston.org.
Estamos de regreso aquí en Mochileros, habla Antonio Flores Lobos y tenemos ya a nuestro invitado de lujo. Y la verdad que es un invitado de lujo porque es un tipo que yo admiro bastante. Estamos hablando de Jon Bowermaster y él es un experto en los océanos, es periodista, escritor, cineasta, aventurero. Y dicho sea de paso, también tiene él un programa de radio aquí en nuestra estación. Y bueno, él estuvo trabajando por National Geographic y una de las cosas que hizo que mucho me llamó la atención a mí es de que fue él, uno de sus primeros trabajos como reportero fue a cubrir un evento en el que se cruzaba la Antártica con trineos de perros. Y él estuvo cruzando la Antártica por meses, creo yo, días. Pero bueno, eso lo dejamos para adelante porque lo que está haciendo con nosotros Jon este día es hablar sobre el nuevo filme que tiene, que se llama The Keeper, Defending America's First River, o sea, el mantenedor que se trata de defender el primer río de los Estados Unidos, que estamos hablando del río Hudson. And well, I just say a lot of things about you, how much I admire you, and I want to welcome you.
I heard your introduction.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So
and it's mostly true.
Okay. All right. So you have a new film. I know you have several of them, but this last one is called The Keeper, and it's about a man, I understand, who is working to taking care of the Hudson River. Tell me how you got to that story.
Yeah, well, you know, because we've talked about it before, that we've made many, more than 20 films about the Hudson Valley, the Hudson River. And along the way, we met this man, John Lipscomb, who has for 25 years been patrolling the river by boat, looking for pollution and just being kind of a guardian of the river, the eyes and ears of the river.
Bueno, yo le pregunté de pronto que cómo él había llegado a esta historia y me dice, bueno, pues tú has de saber que yo he hecho más de 20 películas o documentales sobre esta área del río Hudson y bueno, en uno de esos viajes, pues en uno de esos filmes, trabajando aquí en el río Hudson, pues me encontré con John Lipscomb. Es una persona que ha estado por 25 años prácticamente patrullando el río, cerciorándose de que las compañías o la gente no tire desperdicios al río. Y so the story is about this man who is taking care of the river, and I understand that he is basically retiring, passing the torch to somebody.
That's right. Well, he in the film he admits that he knows the river better than anyone.
Oh, wow.
He figures over 25 years he's driven his boat 80,000 more than 80,000 miles.
Wow.
Yeah. 25 years, 80,000 miles. So he knows the river very, very well. But he's of a certain age, and he decided. We didn't know this in advance.
Okay.
We didn't know he was going to retire. So, and as we were filming, he just decided that he was going to turn his attention to other, not other things, but fewer things.
Okay.
He says in the film, my work is, I have 4,000 burners in front of me, like on a stove. He said I'd be happy with 5 burners.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bueno, le preguntaba yo un poquito a él sobre la persona esta que es el protagonista del el documental, que pues ahí en el documental dice él que se va a jubilar, entonces hablamos también de que pues va a reemplazar y dice, bueno, él en realidad es una persona que admite que es el que conoce el río Hudson mejor que cualquier otro porque él ha navegado el río en su lanchita más de 80,000 millas. Y la verdad que dice que pues ya ha llegado el tiempo de que le toca a otro hacer eso, porque tiene él como 4,000 quemadores enfrente, por decir algo de él, y que solamente quiere mantener algunos 4 o 5, o sea, pasar eso a la próxima generación. So, during these 25 years, what is the thing that really he found that was affecting the river?
Yeah. Well, his main concerns are about water quality, but water quality for humans, because, more than 100,000 people get their drinking water out of the Hudson River. So making sure the river is clean is important for those 100,000 people. But also, the importance of the water quality for the fishes
Right.
and the wildlife that, preceded us. The wildlife has
Right.
been here for a long time before humans. So you have to look at it, and he looks at it as, I want to take care of the river for the humans, but I also want to take care of it for the wildlife.
Muy interesante. Y yo le preguntaba, ¿qué fue lo que encontró este hombre? O sea, que había realmente causado impresión en cuanto a la toxicidad que habían lanzado al río. Dice, bueno, su principal preocupación para él era la calidad del agua para las más de 100,000 personas que consumen el agua del río. Pero también fue para pues, preservar el agua para los que viven ahí, es decir, los de fishes. And I was reading during this time that General Electric was one of the worst polluter of the Hudson River, and it began like in the 50s or
1940s.
40s to
Yeah.
1977 or something like
Exactly.
that.
For 30 years, General Electric dumped PCBs, which is chemicals used in transformers to light up street lights and electricity around the region. But when it was used up, there was no real way at that time to recycle, so they just dumped it in the river.
Y bueno, mencionaba yo que uno de los principales compañías que envenenaron el río prácticamente es la compañía General Electric.
General Electric.
Yeah.
En español se
Yeah, General Electric, General Dynamics, two different things.
Yeah,
Although
yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
they make similar things, but General Electric es la compañía que producía las luces esas que se ven en las calles, pero anteriormente pues los desechos no había dónde tirarlos y los aventaban al río. Eso fue desde 1942.
1940s, more or less, 1947 to 1977, so 30 years. And then they made a small effort to clean it up, but they didn't clean up the entire river.
Bueno, o sea, la compañía esta estuvo lanzando los tóxicos desde 1940 hasta 1977, algo así como 30 años. Y entonces empezaron a tratar de limpiar el daño, pero to clean the river once the toxics are in the mud.
In the mud in the bottom. And this is very interesting, and a very important part of it is it also, that contamination poisoned the fish, which is why you're not supposed to eat fish from the Hudson River. We often see many people still fishing, and there are signs everywhere, don't eat fish from the Hudson, and people do it because you can't see the pollution, you can't see the harm. The fish look fine.
Yeah,
and people take them home, and it's just then that toxicity, the poison in the fish, now it lives inside you. And in terms of the drinking water, it's 100,000 people between Esopus and Lloyd and Port Ewan and Rhinecliff and Rhinebeck and Poughkeepsie. So any of your listeners who live in those areas are drinking filtered water, but straight from the Hudson River.
Wow. So
which most people don't realize.
Bueno, les comento que la contaminación es tan ahí, difícil de descontaminar el río porque pues el veneno está en el sedimento del río, o sea, en el lodo, y pues la gente que consume el pescado, que nada en este río, está afectándose porque estos pescados, por muy limpios que se vean, por muy buenos que se vean también, están contaminados y por lo tanto, si usted se los come, pues puede enfermarse. Ahora, mencionaba también que el agua que tomamos en lugares como Poughkeepsie, Rhinebeck, Esopus y otras localidades alrededor del río, pues sepan que están tomando agua filtrada. So this water that these communities drink is filtered by
filtered by big filtering systems off on the shorelines. Yeah. But we filmed it for the new movie, The Keeper. We filmed a scene here in the radio station, just in the room next door, which I can see through the windows here. And John Lipscomb, who's the hero of our film, said, if I walk down the street here and I rob a store, I'm going to get caught and I'm going to go to jail. He said, but General Electric can come in, poison a whole river for more than 100 years and no penalty.
Wow.
So that doesn't seem just, doesn't seem fair.
Bueno, me cuenta que cuando estaban filmando la película, estuvieron aquí también grabando en el estudio que está aquí a un lado de nosotros. Y aquí estaba el protagonista platicando y dijo él aquí en los micrófonos que si él saliera y se robara algo de una tienda, iba a ir a la cárcel. Pero que una compañía como General Electric, que ha estado contaminando al río por más de 100 años, no sucede nada. O sea, nadie va a la cárcel. Y ese es, that's a big problem. And that is exposed in your film.
Yes. Well, it's a crime.
It's a crime.
It's you like me, you like the river. You go to the river sometimes, many times, and it looks beautiful, but there are still problems. So the PCBs are one big issue, one big concern, but also are the systems we use for getting rid of our wastewater from your homes, from your toilets, your bathrooms, your showers, your sinks, etc. When it rains, those waters all get mixed up together with rainwater and all go into the river at the same time. So that's why you'll see sometimes at Kingston Point Beach, for example, do not swim.
Oh.
It's because there's been a big rain event and the sewage that washed out and all joined together because the sewage systems aren't adequate to keep up with the volume
of the rain
and the sewage. Yeah.
O sea, algo súper importante que nos está diciendo John, que está cubierto aquí en la película que él hizo, es de que el PCB, ese químico que está enterrado en el lodo tóxico, es solamente una de las causas que contaminan el río. Pero habla también sobre los sistemas que usamos de aguas negras. Hay veces cuando llueve demasiado, el sistema de aguas negras se mezcla con el agua de la lluvia y sale directamente al río. Y que es por eso que en algunas ocasiones, cuando hay un anuncio que dice ahí en el Kingston Point, donde está la playa nuestra aquí de Kingston, de que no se puede nadar, es precisamente porque la contaminación es tan alta de las aguas negras que han llegado al río. And so
but I want to remind listeners that it's also a very beautiful film. It doesn't just focus on bad things, because we want to show the beauty of the place. And I drive across the bridges often, the Kingston Rhinecliff Bridge, and you start out and you just reminded all the time about how beautiful the river is, but unfortunately sometimes by the time I get to the other side of the river, I'm reminded of PCBs and things. So
You cannot get it out of your
I
mind.
try not to. But
Bueno,
the film is very
sí.
also has some very beautiful, many beautiful scenes in it too.
Ya, bueno, yo me estaba diciendo, o sea, porque estamos hablando tantas cosas negativas sobre el río Hudson que en realidad son, pero dice que la película pues no necesariamente es todo de mal, sino que muestran también la belleza de lo que es el río Hudson con sus montañas allá, y él lo cruza el puente casi pues varias veces en la semana y siempre admira la belleza, pero antes de que termine de cruzar, como que ya está pensando en el PCB de la contaminación que está en el río. So, the river is contaminated forever, or it takes so many years for the rains to wash that toxic to the sea? Or are we, I mean, it's a beautiful big river.
It's a big, beautiful river, but you know, when you go down there, there's not a lot of boat traffic. You know, you see barges going by
Mhm.
carrying heating oil that's going to Albany,
Yeah.
and you see jet skis. You know, young people
Yeah.
out running around, but there's no fishermen, right? There's no, except in the striped bass season when the bass come in from the ocean, which means they're clean, means they're
Mhm.
okay because they don't live here in the Hudson River. They live in the ocean, and they
And
they come in here into the Hudson to spawn,
like the salmon.
like the salmon, right? And then they go back to the ocean. So they're okay to eat during the right season. So there is, but otherwise, if it wasn't for this contamination, every community would have a fish market or fish markets.
Wow.
You'd have boats coming
Like
in.
you see it in New England.
Yeah, you'd have boats coming in every all day long delivering fish to fresh markets on the and it would be in Kingston and Rhinebeck and every community up and down the river. But that's just gone, completely wiped out.
Bueno, y lamentablemente yo le preguntaba sobre si eso de esta contaminación del río es permanente, que si no van a venir las lluvias y llevarse toda la cosa para el mar, para descontaminar el río. Dice, bueno, lamentablemente es así por ahora, porque tú sabes, tú ves el río y miras que hay gente ahí en sus lanchas de placer o miras los grandes contenedores que llevan petróleo para Albany, pero no miras barcos pesqueros. Y la razón es porque, pues, no se pesca, aunque hay una temporada del año en cuando llega el pescado que se llama bass, que entra del mar y pues ese sí se puede comer porque el bass ha estado todo el tiempo en el océano, pero viene a poner sus huevecillos durante pues la época en que le corresponde a ponerlos. Entonces se puede pescar ese pescado, pero pues and just thinking about this bass, I don't know, the salmon is born in the rivers and then go back. So if the bass does the same thing, the baby bass has been born in the areas where are already contaminated. So
Yeah.
when they go to the ocean, it may be likely that they are.
Well, but they don't stay long enough to absorb the pollution, contamination. And there are some fish who do live in the ocean, who live so deep and in the mud and things that they don't get contaminated. But fishing is outlawed on the river. You know, you see signs everywhere. You can do it for sport sometime, but not for eating. But I don't want to lose track
Yeah.
of the positive story.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. Bueno, no queremos irnos al lugar negativo de esto porque de pronto me puse a pensar que los pescados, que el bass que llega, que de pronto al nacer, porque nace en el río, sale, pero ya contaminado. Dice que eso no necesariamente ocurre porque una vez que van al mar, no duran tanto tiempo en el río, así que por lo tanto hay que concentrarnos en lo positivo. Bueno, John, let's go and listen to some music and come back and continue talking about it
Yeah.
because
And when we come back, we can tell people how to see the film.
yeah, exactly, because a showing is coming up this weekend and we're going to talk to you about that. Y quiero recalcar que para aquellas personas que piensan o pescan en el río, se deshagan de eso, porque pueden pescar solamente para cuestiones deportivas, pero no para comerlo. Regresamos. Estamos de regreso aquí en Mochilero. Antonio Flores les habla y continuamos nuestra conversación con Jon Bowermaster. Y estamos hablando sobre su último film que se llama The Keeper, Defending America's First River, y sobre el río en sí. Y sabemos que se va a presentar este fin de semana aquí en Saugerties. Pero, John, I was wondering about the subtitle, Defending America's First River. What do you want to tell us with the labeling America's First River?
Yeah. Well, that was for the colonialists, of course.
Mhm.
You know, they were when they came to this country or this continent. The first waterway they found was,
Mhm.
and it was Henry Hudson.
Yeah.
You know, who found this. He thought it was going to lead him around the world, but in fact, it kind of dead ended up around Troy, what we know as Troy.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
You know, we claim a lot of we claim a lot of firsts here. America, we call it America's First River. You know, I say all the time that we have the American environmental movement was founded here in the Hudson Valley.
Wow.
You know, and going back to the mid '60s, which you know is kind of hard to defend sometimes, but
Yeah.
because we have made some messes. But overall, we've done a pretty good job of cleaning up the Hudson River, which was, you know, in the '50s and '60s quite a
Yeah.
mess.
Yeah, I remember living in Brooklyn, and there's a creek that people used to see fire on the on the water
Yeah.
because it was so
Well,
contaminated.
or the paint from the GM plant that was painting cars, and they would say you could tell what color they were using that day because the river was that color.
Wow, my God.
Yeah, but that doesn't exist anymore.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
that's progress.
So there is progress. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Bueno, yo le preguntaba un poquito sobre el por qué había usado el subtítulo de America's First River, o sea, el primer río de Estados Unidos. Y dice, bueno, es que aquí fue donde llegaron los exploradores primero. Recuérdense de Henry Hudson, que fue por quien tenemos el nombre de Hudson River, y que entró por aquí y él pensaba que iba a encontrar una ruta para el otro lado del continente, pero se encontró que no pasó más allá de Albany por ahí. Más adelante ya tuvo que regresarse. Pero dice que también esta área, aquí fue donde se fundó el primer movimiento ambientalista en el río Hudson. Por lo tanto, pues hay algo que a qué atribuirle eso que llame el subtítulo del primer río de los Estados Unidos. Now, this film is going to be, I mean, it was premiere in the Woodstock Film Festival, and I think last week it was shown in New York City, but this time it's being shown in Saugerties.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that there's going to be a Q&A session so we can see the protagonist, yourself, and I don't know, the producer. Tell us about it.
Well, there'll be the protagonist, John Lipscomb, his trusty yellow Labrador Batu.
Oh, okay.
Who was on the boat with him all the time and is coming to all the screenings so far, and can speak on command if you want.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We had great exposure last week in New York City. It screened in 2 times and had good crowds, and people love John and his message, but they also love the dog. It doesn't hurt to bring a handsome dog with you to a screening. Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Bueno, el film tuvo su primera exhibición por aquí en el Festival de Cine de Woodstock. Después, la semana pasada estuvo por allá en Nueva York, en la ciudad, y dijo que se presentó 2 veces, y ahí pues estaba el protagonista, estaba la productora, y obviamente John, el protagonista, llevaba a su labrador amarillo, y obviamente eso pues llama tanto la atención de la gente, y lo ha estado trayendo a todas las presentaciones. Entonces yo le preguntaba que si lo iba a tener ahí, iba a haber una sesión de preguntas y respuestas en Saugerties, y dice que definitivamente eso va a ocurrir.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if I haven't seen the film yet.
Oh, you haven't?
I
I
haven't.
thought you were in Woodstock.
Not at the time
different
when you,
film.
yeah,
Different
I was in another place, but because I knew I was going to see it eventually, and I wanted to get other films before they were gone. But recently, continuing about the negative things, but we know there's a positive aspect of it because it give us the information that we need to do our part to preserve the river. But recently, I think the government authorized this nuclear Indian
Indian Point,
point
right?
to release contaminated water with radiation into the river. Is that also covered in the film?
Well, this was a big problem at Indian Point, the nuclear plant that operated for 40, 50 years on the Hudson River there in Buchanan, New York.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, for years they while the nuclear plant was up and running, it cycled its contaminated wastewater, which had radiation in it. They cycled it and returned it to the river. So yes, there was a part of their process polluted the river on a daily basis. Their contention,
Mm-hmm.
what the owners of the nuclear power plant say is that because they want to do it again, as they're cleaning up, they want to dump more of this contaminated waters into the Hudson. And they're saying, listen, we've been doing it for a long time already. It hasn't really caused any measurable harm, so we want to keep doing it, rather than just say no. It's long term. It's going to be bad, so we're going to stop. So but for the moment, the governor has approved them to dump,
Release it.
release us. Yeah.
And that is not included in the film?
We mentioned
Well, some of
nuclear
it.
waste, but we don't go too much into it. No, I mean there's a lot of issues.
There's so many.
Yeah.
You need a whole
Yeah.
series, probably.
Well, we've done that. The Hudson
I
River
know,
Stories. We've
I
already
know.
we did a film about the nuclear plant called A Toxic Legacy. Well, that was about the PCBs.
Wow.
So
Bueno, o sea, hay tanto que hablar sobre el filme que en 2 horas no va a alcanzar, porque yo le preguntaba si iba o estaba en el film esta situación de que el gobierno ha aprobado a una planta nuclear ya cerrada un lugar que se llama Indian Point, que está como a 50 millas de por aquí, de Kingston. Y me dice que, bueno, ellos han estado soltando agua y los que han estado haciendo eso han reportado que no ha causado ningún daño y que pues tienen la aprobación de seguir soltando esta agua con unos niveles bajos de radiación, pero al final de cuentas, pues la están soltando. Y en el film no van a ver tanto de eso porque John dice que han hecho ya series sobre el río y que simple y sencillamente una vez hicieron uno sobre la toxicidad de que representaba la planta nuclear y los desechos que aventaban al mar. Now, you are a person who came from Illinois. I don't know if you grew up by the water, but you and your film company shows that you have a passion for waters, for rivers, for oceans. How did that come about? How did that passion and love for water?
that's a really good question. I was born in Normal, Illinois.
Mhm.
That's the name of the little town.
By the
And,
water?
No, nowhere
No.
near the water, and as far from the ocean as you can get.
Mhm.
So it was not because of where I was born. I was drawn to doing boating mostly on the rivers, canoes, kayaks, small sailboats. I've done that all my life. And then, you'll remember from our previous conversations, I have a long relationship with National Geographic,
Yes.
and we started doing expeditions funded by National Geographic to look at environmental harms to the ocean around the world. So we traveled around the world, made films on every continent, and brought back stories of both success, but also of negative stories about how we've treated our one ocean. Because everyone knows it's all connected. We just have that one ocean, one big ocean.
Yes. Because the water connects regardless where, but they connect at some point.
Exactamente. Yeah.
Bueno, yo le preguntaba a John por su pasión por las aguas, porque él nació en un pueblito que se llama Normal, en el estado de Illinois, muy alejado del océano, lejos del mar, y le pregunté que cómo había nacido su pasión por los mares. Y bueno, él dice que en su juventud pues hizo mucho, le gustaba andar en barcos, en embarcaciones, en kayaks, y conoció muchos lugares. Después él se relacionó con la revista National Geographic, que es toda una compañía que hace film, y con ellos hizo bastantes films en todos los continentes del mundo. Y al final de cuentas dice, pues el agua es un solo océano porque todos se conectan unos con otros. Y pues Eso es súper importante. So, because you talk about the beauty of the river and the mountains and all that, you must have a wonderful guy who does the camera, the view. Tell me about the
Yeah,
connection with this guy.
yeah. Well, that's all important. You know, I come up with the ideas, I find the money, I make sure the films get made, but I don't do the technical side. I don't run the cameras. I don't edit the films. I approve everything and participate,
Yeah.
but I don't physically do. So I have really, really great camera operators here in the Hudson Valley, in Kingston, actually, um, which has been very, very helpful to our films because people notice that one thing about our Ocean's 8 films is they look really, really great.
Bueno, yo le preguntaba un poquito sobre la belleza del film, porque, o sea, para que muestres la belleza necesitas buenos camarógrafos y un equipo tremendo para hacerlo. Dice que sí, realmente tienen un equipo de camarógrafos que de hecho de aquí en Kingston es donde sacó uno de ellos que pues son los que se encargan de hacer de este film una belleza. Y bueno, como lo hemos visto en todas sus películas de su compañía que se llama Océano 8, que pues siempre nos muestran la belleza del mar. So obviously you're gonna be on Sunday at the Sogartis Orpheum Theater at 4 p.m. and willing to answer all the questions we might have.
And John Lipscomb, the hero of our film, will be there with his trusty dog Batu.
Batu,
Batu.
okay.
But if anyone would like to watch the film before Sunday or can't get to the Sogdies on Sunday, it is available online until midnight on Sunday. And you just go search on your computer Doc NYC, DOC NYC, and the name of the film is The Keeper. And you can it's not a download, but you can play it. So my recommendation is on Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
After you, before maybe take a break from football and food, and get the whole family around and watch the movie.
Ahí está. Bueno, tenemos que irnos. Thank you, John, very much for being with us. I know you have to drive across the river to be here. Y bueno, solo una cosa que dice que se puede ver el film antes del domingo. Si quiere verlo, le voy a dar la información donde lo puede ver. Y bueno, él va a estar ahí el domingo a las 4 de la tarde para mostrar la película de Keeper, America's First River. Y va a estar ahí también el protagonista John Lipscomb junto con su perro Batu. Sin más ni más, pues pase un feliz día de Acción de Gracias, disfrute del pavo, disfrute de la familia, de los amigos. Nosotros regresamos el día lunes porque tenemos unos tremendos programas grabados para estos días. Sin más ni más, Ian Seda en los controles y nos vamos directamente a las viejitas con Warren Lawrence al otro lado del estudio. Cuídense, chao.
Las opiniones expresadas en este programa son propiedad de los presentadores o invitados y no necesariamente reflejan las opiniones del director o los empleados de WKNY AM 1490 FM 107.9 Kingston, Nueva York.
From our studio in Midtown, this is Radio Kingston, WKNY, AM 1490, FM 1079, Kingston, New York.
Hi, I'm Daniel Woodham from the Ulster Immigrant Defense Network. We've been hearing a lot about knowing your rights lately. It means all people living in this country, including immigrants, have basic rights granted by the U.S. Constitution. Here's how to protect yourself at home. If anyone you suspect is ICE comes to your door, don't let them in. Ask to see an ID and a warrant signed by a judge. Have them slip it under the door or show it in the window, but don't open the door. ICE is counting on you not knowing that they need a judicial warrant to enter your home. Show them that you know your rights. If ICE doesn't have a warrant signed by a judge, you can say, "I do not want to speak to you. Please leave." There are also Know Your Rights workshops and presentations in the community for immigrants and their allies. To get information on the workshops, click Know Your Rights at ulsterimmigrantdefensenetwork.org.
What does community radio mean to you?
It's a platform. To me, it has become a platform where I am able to raise my voice on issues that are important to my community and to the collective where I live. And yeah, the radio is a nostalgic place for me, so it makes me feel at home.
Radio Kingston, many voices, one community.
Are you ready to get active and thrive? Come join us at the YMCA. I'm Heidi Kirshner, CEO, President of the YMCA, and we're excited to offer you a wide range of activities for everyone. Fitness classes, youth sports, swim lessons, diabetes prevention, blood pressure monitoring, and vibrant community events. It's the perfect place to build friendships, stay active, and make a positive impact on your community. Visit your local YMCA today on Broadway in Kingston or at ymcaulster.org. We can't wait to see you.
He's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Doesn't have a point of view, knows not where he's going to. Isn't he a bit like you? Nowhere man, please listen. You don't know what you're missing. Nowhere man, the world is at your command. He's as blind as he can be, just sees what he wants to see. Nowhere man, can you see me at all? Nowhere man, don't worry, take your time, don't hurry, leave it all till somebody else lends you a hand. Doesn't have a point of view, knows not where he's going to. Isn't he a bit like you and me? Nowhere man, please listen. You don't know what you're missing. Nowhere man, the world is at your command. He's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Making all his nowhere plans for nobody.
The name game. Shirley, 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 Bo Burley, Bonana, Pineapple, Furley, Fee, Fine, Mo Merley. Shirley. Lincoln, 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 Bo Bincoln, Bonana, Pineapple, Fincan, Fee, Fine, Mo Mincoln. Lincoln. Come on, everybody. I say, now let's play a game. I bet you I could make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first I say Bo, add a B, then I say the name, then banana, fan, or and fo. And then I say the name again with an F, third plane, then a F, Phi, and a Mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Arnold, 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 Bobano, Bonana, Fana, Fofanal, Fee, Fi, Momanal, Arnold. But if the first two letters are ever the same, drop them both, then say the name like Bob. Bob, drop the B's, Bo, or Fred. Fred, drop the F's, Bo, Red, or Mary. Mary, drop the M's, Mo, Airy. That's the only rule that is contrary. Okay? Now say Bo. Bo. Now Tony with a B. Tony. Then banana, founder, and foe. Banana, founder, foe. Then you say the name again with an F, very plain. Tony. Then a Fee, Fi, and a Mo. Fee, Fi, Mo. Then you say the name again with an M this time. Tony. And there isn't any name that you can't rhyme. Everybody do Tony. Tony, Tony, Boboni, banana, fana, Fofoni, Fee, Fi, Momoni. Tony. Pretty good. Let's do Billy. Billy, Billy, Bo, Illy, Bonana, Fana, Bo, Philly, Fee, Fi, Mo, Millie. Billy. Very good. Let's do Marsha. Marsha, Marsha, Bo, Basha, Bonana, Fana, Bo, Basha, Fee, Fi, Mo, Asha. Marsha. A little trick with Nick. Nick, Nick, Bo, Big, Bonana, Fana, Bo, Big, Fee, Fi, Mo, Mick. Nick. The name game.
Like the pine trees lining the winding road, I've got a name, I've got a name. Like the singing bird and the croaking toad, I've got a name, I've got a name. And I carry it with me like my daddy did, but I'm living the dream that he kept here. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by. Like a north wind whistling down the sky, I've got a song, I've got a song. Like the whippoorwill and the babies cry, I've got a song, I've got a song. And I carry it with me and I sing it loud. If it gets me nowhere, I go there proud. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by. Share it if you want me to. If you're going my way, I'll go with you. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead. pass me by. something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there.